Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you all had a good break. It's the first video of the new year. Last year we read Psalm 24 and then looked at some verses about seeing God's face. I thought we would just continue with the Psalms and go to Psalm 25. There are a lot of really beautiful verses in Psalm 25, so we'll continue just with the next Psalm. Let me pronounce verses 4 and 5, and we can talk about them. Verse 4, Derakeka Adonai hodieni, orechoteka lamedeni, hadrikeni va'ameteka velamedeni, kiata Elohai yeshi, oteka, kiviti kol hayom. So go ahead and pause the video, and we'll just work on verses 4 to 5 today, pronounce them, and see how much you can read. Okay, verse 4. Derakeka Adonai hodieni. Hopefully you can recognize derek inside the noun here, and ka is a 2ms suffix, and you'll notice the segel and the yod goes, that shows that it's a plural noun with a singular suffix. So your ways, direct address, O Lord, and then hodieni. Hopefully you were able to recognize yada as the root hiding inside here. You'll remember that often initial yod verbs, they revert back to a vav when you add something to the front of the verb, as you do here with the Hiphil. Normally a Hiphil would have a short ihiric under it, but when you've got a vav here, Hebrew just makes use of the vav that's already there and has a holem vav. Hodie, or hodia, the perfect and the imperative form of this verb in the Hiphil look very, very similar. It's only context that distinguishes them, and we've got direct addressed to God here with the ka. So this is a Hiphil imperative from yada. So it's cause me to know, you know me, because of the ni on the end. So your ways, O Lord, cause me to know. And then orachot, just a poetic parallel term to derek, so something like your paths, and lamadeni, hopefully you recognize lamad, to learn here, one cs suffix on the end, and hopefully you can see a middle root letter is doubled, and you have an a vowel under the prefix, which shows you it's a pl imperative. So your paths teach me. You get another Hiphil imperative here, and interestingly, it's from the root, darak, to walk or tread. You can tell it's Hiphil because of the long I vowel in the middle root letter, and you have a hey out in front of the root. Sorry, let me redraw that. You have a hey out in front of the root, but you don't have a chirik under the hey you would in the perfect. You have the a vowel showing you that it's an imperative. So hadrikeni is literally cause me to walk. Cause me to walk. Emet is a beautiful word meaning truth. So va'ameteka, in your truth, velamedeni, and teach me. Why should God do this? Ki, because ata, you, Elohai yeshi, hopefully you can remember the yasha root from Yehoshua and whatnot, means salvation. You are the God of my salvation. Salvation is definite because it has a suffix on the end. Any noun with a suffix is definite, making Elohai the God of my salvation. You're the God of my salvation. You're the one who saves me. You're the only God I turn to. That's why you should cause me to know and teach me and cause me to walk. For you are the God of my salvation. Oteka, sign of the direct object with a 2ms suffix. So for you, kiviti is a pl perfect verb from kava, which means to wait. The hey has reduced to a yod with this particular perfect ending. You can tell it's perfect because the middle root letter is doubled and you have an I vowel beginning it. For you, I wait, kol hayom, all the day. So beautifully, David is certain of his request being heard, For you are the God of my salvation. When it hasn't happened yet, he is still waiting. I especially like this prayer because of the imperatives. Teach me in the PL. Am I the only person who gets frustrated at how dense and resistant and stupid I can be with the gospel? How often I need to be reminded of what I already know? I love this verb, hodieni, cause me to know, help me to get it. Knowing in Hebrew, of course, includes the intellectual, but it's so much more than that. It's relational. Yada includes what you think, but it's relational and intimate. And he says, help me to get it. And most interestingly, in my mind, Hadri Kani. When my kids were 1 year old, they just learning to walk, I would hold their hands and they knew how to move their feet. I never actually got down on my hands and knees and put my hands around their legs and move their legs for them. They could do it on their own. David, as it were, asks God to get down on his hands and knees and put his hands around David's feet and get him walking in the right direction and in the right thing, in his own truth. The Hiphil and Piel imperatives here, it seems to me they speak of the new nature, the new birth, that new creation that God is working. David does not use the language and categories of the New Testament, but it seems to me he's talking about the same thing. He's saying, radically reorient me around your truth and obeying you in a way that I would never do on my own, as a matter of salvation, because I won't be saved otherwise. This is a beautiful prayer. That's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me again. We'll continue with verses 6 and 7 in just a couple days. Thanks, everyone. God bless.